Good evening! I haven't bitten anybody yet this evening. My name is Clementine. I am a servant here at Unanavia, known by most as the Winchester House. I can tell by all of your curious faces you are here to experience the oddities of our lovely home. Being a servant here, I've been privy to many of the secrets of this old house. I've also been entrusted to share them with you tonight. And this house is not only a historical marvel, but it's a vortex of energy, whatever that means. Remember, spirits are very spontaneous. Some appear often while others are definitely more elusive. So it is of the utmost importance that you stay as silent as you can with your eyes and ears open. As you will experience, this house does have a personality all its own. This home was built by Sarah Pardee Winchester, who joined the Winchester family in 1862 after marrying William, son of the founder of the rifle. And in 1881, when he met his tragic fate at the mere age of 43 due to tuberculosis, Sarah had the burden of inheriting his entire fortune, well over $20 million, and she put to good use over the course of 38 years by building this home. As you walk through the halls tonight, you will be seeing oddities such as windows in the floor, stairs that just lead to the ceiling, and doors of every shape and size, quite like this one right here. This was actually meant to accommodate Mrs. Winchester's height of 4'10". But this is not the strangest one time installed in the home. We have recently acquired 13 unusual doors known as the Asher Collection, named after Mr. Dane Asher, a Victorian collector hired by Mrs. Winchester to procure 13 unusual doors. It is said if you go in these doors in a certain sequence, you can conduct an occult ritual to speak to the dead. I'm not quite sure how that works, but the doors have been put in their rightful places and you will be seeing them all tonight. Now keep in mind, this candle will be our only guiding light tonight. So stay close and mind your surroundings. You never know what secrets may end up revealing themselves, and many of the stories of the paranormal you will be hearing tonight are in fact authentic. I would know. I'm a ghost. Why, if you were to follow me over here, I have a tale I can tell you. This story is about a caretaker that is no longer here on the estate by the name of Mr. Miller. One night when he was waxing the floors right behind me, he heard a slow and steady thump, thump, thump coming from the staircase to the ceiling. Well, he turned around, but he saw that there's nothing there. So he went back to his work, like he's supposed to. And in the unearthly silence of the night, he heard a low and rasping breath right in front of him. Pass by quickly and don't be beckoned to its dead end. That happens sometimes. Is that everybody, or we have a few more? So who was Mr. Dane Asher? Just like this house, his life unfortunately brings us more questions than answers. These doors you see right here are the first and only ones designed by him for the collection. They're the most personal piece. These are the crystal doors. And each one of these panels represents Dane Asher, his wife Aubrey, and then there's his brother Neil. And on the fateful night these doors were completed, Mr. Dane Asher came home to find his brother romantically entangled with his wife. What a scandal. So he challenged him to a duel. And I guess that was the last decision he ever made. Please watch your head and your step as we go up this very strange set of stairs. All the way in, please. Make enough room for everyone. All the way in.
No.
Don't tell me you're scared already.
I will throw hands and go.
I'm sure you will. Go all the way in, please. What in the world? Strange old house. We are currently standing in the hayloft, and Mrs. Winchester's stables are right below us. But with time, this entire room has been converted to storage. And never let the ordinary nature of the objects in this home fool you, as here, the most mundane things are definitely the most foreboding. You all can see that wheelchair right there, right? That is the one allegedly used by Mrs. Winchester due to her crippling arthritis, which also caused her to build those easy riser stairs that you just climb. Guests like yourself, as well as caretakers, report hearing the wheels squeak from time to time. But with time and the elements, she's fine, I promise. They've been Loctite with rust. So they couldn't possibly move, could they? I highly doubt it. Please stay close. We are now about to enter a series of narrow passageways and pass one of the more infamous doors of the Asher Collection. It's a specter door. Those that look inside of it, if they're lucky and can unlock it, can see the mysterious void where the dead still roam. But if you stare too long, you definitely run the risk of the dead staring right back at you. And with them longing to return back to their mortal business, they can actually latch onto the observer and haunt them forever. Who knows? Maybe that's why I'm still here. Pass by quickly and don't stare too long, as you will probably bridge the gap between this world and the next one, and trust me, that's not something you want to do. Please watch your step and follow me.
Madame Sestanoyovna, and I am one of the psychic mediums employed by the keepers of the Winchester house to explain its many secrets. You are standing in Mrs. Winchester's bedroom, the very room where she died on September 5th, 1922. All around you, you see the types of dolls and games and pleasantries that delighted children of the Victorian era. These are the sorts of things that Sarah may have purchased for her only child, Annie. Sadly, poor Annie died after only a few weeks, and this loss, combined with the loss of her beloved William Worth Winchester, sent Sarah into a state of deep mourning. Among the Asher Collection's many doors, our historians found this small container. Alone among the doors in the collection, it had no name and no description, but it came with an occupant. This Bavarian porcelain doll is one of the finest examples of Victorian doll making. Real human hair, meticulous dressmaking, with exquisite attention to detail. Isn't she lovely? Don't you wish that you could take her home? But you cannot. Our historians believe that this box is one of Sarah's 13 doors. But we have no idea how the doll came into the collection or who owned her. Perhaps it was Annie. As you make your way through the halls of the Winchester mansion, you may better grow to understand the motivations of grief and longing which fueled Sarah in her perpetual construction of her estate. Oh my God, do you see that? Little one. Little one. We are all friends here. There is no need to hurt anybody. fall, and they have been reunited at last. I need to stay here and clean up those books. You enjoy the rest of it.
It is now that I unfortunately have to ask you all to circle and enjoy your hands. This is the Porta Mortis, and or the Door of the Dead. Ancient alchemists and scientists put doors like these on the outside of the workshops to bar entry. So why would it be on the inside of this room? I don't really know, but I do know that if we are to leave, we need to use it. But it appears it's locked. This isn't going according to plan. You know, I really should not listen to the gossip I hear inside the house. But I heard if you're ever in here, you're not supposed to be, and you're trying to leave with a secret exit and you're locked, well, you're just supposed to read out the inscription. Now, I am not an expert in Latin, though I should be because it's a dead language. So excuse me if I butcher this. Quaere etiam morturi irradiatio. Still nothing. Perhaps if you all said it out loud with me, a little more energy would suffice. We counted 3. 1, 2, 3. Quaere etiam morturi irradiatio.
What?
The images around you were taken from live seances. Table wrapping, ectoplasm, physical manifestations, and our apparitions, whatever suits your fancy. That spearboard and that planchette were the ones allegedly used by Mrs. Winchester during her nightly rituals to speak to her friends on the other side. But I tend to mind my business, so I don't know if that's true. We are now about to go into the North Conservatory. It's directly across the hall. Please watch your step and follow me. You all may be curious about what it's like to work here in the Winchester home. Well, just so you know, all the things that go on here don't bother me one bit. I'd say the hardest thing to get used to is definitely the layout of the home. With all its twists and turns, ups and downs, live ends, and of course, dead ends. Seems like the house is always changing around me. I still get lost. I actually don't remember this door being here yesterday. It seems I've forgotten my skeleton keys. Should I use my arm instead?
Yes.
Such bad influences. I'm a little nervous for this.
I'll do a picture now. No?
Okay, here I go. Oh God, no! Just kidding. I will be generous and let my guests go first into the attic. I'll meet you up there.
Just go on, Trevor.
We're all now in one of the much less traveled parts of the home. This is the attic, and this is where we store another door of the Asher collection. That right there is the obsidian door. It's been carved out of volcanic rock. The only reason it's up here is so that it can't be used. You see, this door does harbor a terrible beast known as the Tatterhag. Those that encounter her report brief bouts of blindness, nausea and vomiting on occasion, paralyzing fear, as well as hysteria. But only if you look in her eyes. So if you see her, don't look in her eyes because then you can't continue on this tour. But don't worry, she only comes out in groups of 13 or more. 5, 6, 7. Oh, wow. Oh, we should make haste. Please watch your step and follow me.
I